Good morning, Terrence. This is your favorite alien speaking. No Bubba today. It's Monday, April 9th, here in Georgia. Rainy day in Georgia, I guess. And I wasn't going to do a video this soon after the one I did about Terrence and, why you guys are pain in the asses. But I had to do this one because it ties into that video when I said that you guys are a pain in the ass. And here's why. Uh, and I'll entitle this video CBS, or 60 Minutes, Lynching, an Alien's View. Now, yesterday, 60 Minutes did a segment with Oprah Winfrey on lynching. I know you African Americans look at this as it's the gospel or something that you guys need justice for. But speaking from an alien from another planet, and speaking as my host DeGracia, who comes from Panama and has seen a lot of lynching, because that happened in my home country too, by the Spanish, by the French, and by the Americans. I mean, Indians, they lynched them by the dozens. So, I don't understand, let alone comprehend, what you're trying to say here. Yes, you don't move on from lynching. But you learn. We did, both in my home planet and also in my host home country of Panama. They learn how to deal with lynching. And it's only been, 40 years since the last lynching in our country, in Panama? So, African Americans, here is my deal. As an alien from another planet, which we had all those things, and here on your planet, not only you guys black, I mean, there's been plenty of whites has been lynched. Irish have been lynched. Jewish have been lynched. Hey, you had this one about 100 years ago, 1915, here in Atlanta, Georgia, where this poor guy, he was probably what you would call today retard, but he was also kind of Jewish. And they lynched him for a murder of this 13-year-old girl, Fagan. And come to find out, he was innocent. But they still went all the way down to Milledgeville and got him back. Brought him all the way here to where the big chicken is in Atlanta. So African Americans see. And also there was a lot of lynching going on in the West in the 1800s too. And putting monuments to lynching, that's not going to do anything. You're trying to tear down monument to the Confederacy when you should use those as a teaching tool of why they were erected in the first place. Same thing as future generations are going to say, what the blank were you thinking of when you put up lynching up here? This is what I don't understand. You guys have no comprehension at all of what you're doing. And justice is a fleeting thing that's never been. There's never been justice anywhere on this planet or any other planet. There's been laws and pay for your crime. But nobody's ever paid for lynching anywhere in the universe as far as I know. Let alone here. I mean, has there any guys been brought to justice, as you call it here, for lynching? No. So African Americans, this is what I'm saying, that you, as I said, pain in the ass Terrence, because it's not only you, it's the rest of the planet, but this is one circumstance where pain in the ass works, because you have no comprehension. You don't even have any understanding. You want to eliminate Confederate statues, and they were built in the early 20th century, most of them anyway, because you said white supremacy. Well, you can't wipe out white supremacy. It existed. Still does exist today. Same as you can't wipe out black prejudice and black Bigotry. You guys have that with abundance there. I've seen it more often than I want to care. There's good blacks and there's bad blacks, just like there's good whites and bad whites, good Russians and bad Russians, good Chinese and terrible Chinese. Every one of your so-called races has pain in the asses in them. But you want to glorify pain in the ass more than you want to go move on. And by moving on, that doesn't mean you wipe out any history of what happened. That should be there. You should spend your time as African Americans, white Americans, yellow Americans, and all that. Like I said in my videos time and time again before, you guys got to settle thing. Enough is enough here. And we are not responsible for our ancestors' misdeeds. But what you're doing is you're taking your ancestors' misdeed and telling your future generations, oh yeah, like the whites, come on, lynch us. And the blacks, oh yeah, we're going to be here, we're going to be victims. Yeah, come on, get us, we're going to be victims. And that's exactly what you're doing by going this stupid way. What you need to do is set everyone. You cannot be white, you cannot be black, and you cannot be Chinese, Russian, or American Indian, Indian. You are all human, Terrans. And until you come to that realization that you're Terrans, you guys are a pain in the ass. Because this, especially that subject on lynching, you want to set up a museum on lynching? That's like putting up Auschwitz up there as a museum, right? And how well has Auschwitz in Poland for the Nazis done? Your generation, half of you blacks don't even know what it is. And the Jewish? Heck, half of the Jewish kids don't even make the pilgrimage over there anymore. Once the generations die that participated in that, give them about 3 more generations and they'll be as World War I is to you guys 100 years ago. Oh, good, World War I ended. What the heck does that mean to you guys? Nothing. Same thing with Pearl Harbor. Once the survivors end in Pearl Harbor, what's that going to mean to you Americans? Nothing. 60 years from now, 9/11, same thing. So see, this is what I mean, African Americans. You're not alone, but you are part of the pain in the ass problem that your planet has here with the way you look at things. You should sit down with your white, yellow, and red counterparts and say, enough is enough. As of this date, we are not responsible for our ancestors' misdeeds, whether we were victims or whether we were perpetrators. What the heck is going on with you guys? And you called yourself civilized? I don't get it. My planet had this stupid thing 1,000 years ago in my ancestral planet, and they killed themselves because they never understood. There was a few of my ancestors that left that planet and found other homes and did what they wanted to do because they were completely exasperated about what was going on there. Aren't you guys exasperated and saying enough is enough here? Because it seems like you blacks, you love to perpetuate this. And you whites, you just love them to see into this. Because as long as they're doing this, you got the upper hand. And you know it. So I don't understand, let alone comprehend, what the blank is in your brains. If you guys know, let me know.